I'm Jamie Taradash. I'm from Chinese Mutual Aid Association. We have an employment services program, and we are very proud to partner with the Adopt initiative that encourages people to hire Asians with disabilities. But this morning, I'm here to talk to you and encourage you to hire people with disabilities in general. So, I've got a fun fact up here. First of all, did you know that 87% of Americans prefer to patronize businesses that hire people with disabilities? Another thing to consider, 1 in 5 customers who will be using your services has a disability. 1 in 3 either has a disability themselves or knows someone who has a disability. Americans with disabilities have discretionary wealth of $220 billion. It's a lot of money. So, other things to consider. People in this community have disabilities. Disabilities are visible. A lot of times we think of somebody with a disability has a wheelchair. That's something that quickly comes to mind. But there are plenty of disabilities that are invisible. But these people are in our communities, and we may have those individuals as family members and friends. But what I'd like to mention to you is people with disabilities are a large workforce. It's an underutilized workforce. Sometimes disabilities occur early in life, and those individuals are still capable of doing things. They might need some additional training, some accommodations. But at other times, a disability might occur later in life. Like somebody might have a disability that occurs in their 30s. That person might have valuable work experience already. And these individuals make up a large workforce. These individuals are capable of working. They're eager to work. And they have work history that shows that they can do this and they can make a difference in the workforce and in the workplace. With that in mind, I want to mention that people with disabilities tend to be good and dependable employees. Compared to other employees, they are less likely to leave a job. They are more likely to attract customers. They are equally likely to achieve good performance ratings, and they are less likely to be absent or tardy. That's something that we all really appreciate in the workplace. With those things in mind, these are all encouraging points. These are important points to make about this workforce, but they are underutilized. So there are these incentives to hire, to make use of people who are eager to work for you and with you in your workplace. There are hiring incentives. People with disabilities, some of them are customers of the Division of Rehabilitation Services. And Division of Rehabilitation Services, or DRS, has a program that will pay for all or part of on-the-job training for that person. So you can work with someone. You can find a suitable candidate, someone who appears really like a good match for your company. You can work with that person, train that person, and even after the training is finished, you are not obligated. You can still say, you can just decide at that time, well, yeah, this person is a great fit for my company. I'm really glad I did this. Or you can say, well, okay, it didn't work out, but it was a good experience, and in the end, that person got some good training. You have still done good. You have supported this workforce. There are tax incentives. There's the Work Opportunity Tax Credit for those who do hire people with disabilities. There's the Disabled Access Credit. I'd like to mention something about that. For instance, and that can be used for hiring, and that can also be used to make your business more accessible to customers. For instance, let's say you have a restaurant, and your restaurant, it comes to your attention that your restaurant tables do not exactly accommodate a mobility device, like a large wheelchair. Well, you might think, okay, I'm going to lose that customer. But actually, you might be losing that customer and that customer's friends who don't have a disability. You know, people go out, people in the community who have a disability, and they still go to dinner, they still go to movies, they still are active in their communities. You don't want to lose those dollars. As mentioned, you know, this part of the community has a large, expendable income. So you decide, hey, I'm going to make at least some of my restaurant tables accessible. this disability access credit can help with those expenses. Also, with, like if you're a retailer and you have a cashier, your cashier is somebody you really count on, and she's great with customer service, but you know, she goes on some trip and gets an injury, she has a disability now. You can accommodate her. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but your tax credit can help with something as simple as she just needs a stool part of the time while she's at her position. So sometimes accommodations can be very inexpensive. They don't have to be daunting, but we can make this part of our workforce and our customer base more welcome in our businesses. And this credit can help with that. Architectural transportation, tax deduction and barrier removal, that is helpful to businesses that might need something like improving their entranceway. If you need a slight ramp, just a curb cut, you know, but if you have a small business, that can be expensive. But it doesn't always have to be. This type of tax credit can help you with that. When we think about the disability workforce or accommodating these new customers or this new customer base, it can seem confusing, it can seem daunting to employers, but like a lot of what we like to do is say, don't feel like you have to master this information. There are resources all around the room here, and even when you leave here, you can call people like Lisa Wagner who can connect you with information that can help you make these decisions and save you money and grow your business, and include people with disabilities, all members of your community. And some of those resources are the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, Chinese Mutual Aid, Asian Human Services, Adopt, WIA, Uptown. There's Social Security Administration. There are a lot of resources available to you, and we can talk to you about tax credits, accommodations, all kinds of things. So thank you.